Okay, that's really, really helpful. So I want to ask you about, like, if I'm, let's say I'm a company, I'm a CISO at any company, and I want to really prepare myself, understanding that my company might be breached at some point. What would you recommend that I do if I know I have applications in the cloud, I have data in the cloud? Is there anything I should prepare in advance?
Okay, so one is you can do before the prepare yourself, but you have limited options. So we would generally advise clients or customers to at least be aware, first of all, of the incident response process of the cloud provider. And a lot of these cloud providers provide features that you have to go and manually enable. So for example, even the AWS CloudTrail logs, they're not enabled by default. You have to go and press the enable button, and then you can actually collect the logs. And during incident response, if you don't have these logs, it is quite difficult then, unless obviously you have IDM access management in place. Then they also have features for versioning, so you need to enable versioning. You should enable logging, and even snapshots can help, but they can be taken at the moment after the incident as well. Obviously, because if the logs are there, you don't want them to be corrupted by someone, or you need to make.
Neha, we lost your audio. We lost your audio for a second. So you need to enable logging. You said you need to enable versioning, and snapshot is something you can do after the fact, if I understand correctly. What was the fourth thing?
So you need to protect the integrity of the logs. So you want to make sure nobody corrupts the logs. So you want to ensure restrictions, and so you can encrypt the logs as well.
Great.
And yeah, and also you could work with log management partners. So say it's for example like Alert Logic. It provides it collects all your logs, and it enables monitoring of the logs. If there is they alert you when there's an incident. So there's abnormal activity. So you can leverage these partners as well. Right, perform due diligence of the cloud and check out their processes, how they operate, read their. So the security best practices white papers are something they should always read. They have loads of details in there. So that's before the incident.
Yeah.
And if after the incident you don't have many options, like if you have to be difficult, but if you've done all that, you shouldn't. I but interviewed one of the cloud providers for my research, and I asked them what's your biggest challenge when there is an incident. So they said that customer experience is actually their biggest challenge, and that they perform dead box forensics for days or months sometimes. So it is advised to the client. You have an incident, obviously you don't just go running to the cloud provider. You analyze the situation for maybe a few days. And also, yeah, there's so much data, and work with the incident response teams. Communication is key.
So I'm actually surprised that a cloud provider says analyze the information first yourself and only then come to them and not alert them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's and this is something that if you look at AWS has a video on incident response that they do at their reInvent conferences, and they actually said that do analyze the situation before, because companies do have it in teams usually, and sometimes someone leaked a password or something that's not, so you wouldn't really need the help of the cloud providers in such a
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
So yeah, it's save the time and resources.
Yes, yes, obviously. Well, that's really, really helpful. I really hope you can maybe add a comment to this blog later, just maybe with a link to this video and any resource you can provide to help users who really want to do this preparation. Maybe a link to your research, that would be really fantastic. And yeah, I'd love to hear more about some of these tools that you use to do this forensics. But really, really interesting. It sounds like you have an exciting job.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, the research has been very interesting in finding out these things from the cloud providers. And definitely, if anybody wants more information, any feedback, or provide me with information, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Thank you,
awesome.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, thank you for sharing, and we'll post it on Fearlist.
Thank you. That was great.
All right. Yes. Have a good evening in Ireland. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye.